Oh, that's beautiful.
To our
Hello,
world
doggy.
of wonder. This is Finny. He
Penny,
decided
how
that
you
he wanted to
doing?
be in the podcast tonight.
Absolutely. It must be an important one, He wants to be in.
Yeah,
He's
crazy
gonna
ass
make
dude. All
history,
right, get down,
man.
get down, get down, get down.
I want to give a shout out to the lovely Bobby for doing my braids. Pocahontas style, see?
I just noticed, man.
yeah, she was cool, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice, man. I got my hair braided once back in the day. My neighbor
Yeah.
chased me down. He's a southerner kind of guy. He didn't really like
That's
it too much.
hilarious. Yeah,
All right, so we're gonna start with the update of a Buga Sphere. So I hope everybody enjoys this shit. It's kind of weird.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And for people who never heard of it, it's this like orb that they found down in South America. I think Peru. They found the first one like a year ago, and now they said there's an upgrade out there. So we're gonna see what it's all about. It's a metallic sphere that's flying around.
And it's
It's
got
an
alien. It's got alien writing on it, and it's like weird. Like
yeah.
they did some testing on it, and they're saying like there was like what the fuck is it? Fiber optics.
Mm.
It uses fiber optics. So,
Advanced fiber optics.
yeah, and it's like all uh, like small, like fucking not quantum, but like I forget what the fucking word it is.
Before quantum. So that's the one, right? Is this the new one though?
Very advanced technology.
Yes.
A perfect metallic sphere crashes into a Colombian farm, leaving dead grass in a 30-foot circle. No damage from impact, no seams or welds, just flawless alien metal covered in mysterious symbols. X-rays reveal impossible nested shells with floating microspheres inside. The
That's
sphere
wild.
gains 6 pounds of mass from nowhere, violating physics. Quantum
6
AI
pounds.
finally cracks
Yeah.
the code, revealing universal constants more precise than human science can measure. Gravitational signatures from colliding black holes, cosmic coordinates
It's a
pointing
recording
to unknown
device, bro.
locations. A second
Yep.
sphere surfaces in
Absolutely.
Japan.
Brought this extraordinary artifact to the world stage.
It could be like the
raising a
Google
single
cars.
question at the heart
You
of
know?
it all.
Yeah.
What is the Buga Sphere, and who or what sent it?
March 17th, 2025, 2:47 in the afternoon. The power lines above Juan Velasco's farm in Buga, Colombia suddenly snapped.
Oh, that's why it's called the Buga Sphere. I always wondered.
Tore through
Well,
them
it's
and slammed
it was
into
the area
the
of
earth
Buga
with enough
or whatever
force to create a crater.
the area.
But when investigators arrived,
Yeah.
expecting to find twisted metal and shattered pieces, they discovered something that made them question everything they knew about physics. The object was a perfect sphere, completely flawless. No
I wonder
dents
why
from
it
the
fell.
impact, no scratches,
'Cause it got
no
zapped.
cracks,
Mm.
just smooth metal
By the
that reflected
wires.
light in ways that seemed impossible.
And
the
the
surface
area
was so perfect that it
around
looked like
the
liquid
grass
mercury
was all
frozen in
messed up
time.
from
But the
the
strangest part wasn't the sphere itself.
Radiation?
It was what surrounded
magnetic
it. The grass in a
fucking
perfect
frequencies.
30-foot circle
Wow.
around the impact site was completely dead. Not
Yeah, see, that's
burned
what I'm talking about
black
right
like
now.
you'd expect from something hot. The vegetation was desiccated, completely dried out, as if
Wow.
something had sucked every drop of moisture from the plants instantly. Juan
Mm.
Velasco, the farmer who witnessed the
Shit looks like a
crash,
chip on the front of
described
it.
hearing a sound like wind chimes mixed with whale song just
What?
before impact. His daughter Maria,
That's
who was
wild.
playing nearby, started crying and wouldn't stop.
I'm thinking
until
it
they
uses
moved her
water
away
from the
sphere.
atmosphere,
The
bro.
family dog
You
refused
know?
to go near the crater for weeks
uses
hydrogen.
afterward. Local authorities
Good.
called in specialists from Bogota, who then called in international experts. Nobody had ever seen anything like this object before. The sphere
Interesting.
measured exactly 30 centimeters across, about 12 inches of pure mystery. When they carefully lifted it from the crater, it weighed 16
It's pretty
pounds.
cool looking.
The metal felt
Yeah, it's
warm
nuts,
to the
bro.
touch, despite sitting in Colombian soil for hours. But the most disturbing feature was carved into its
The only thing-
surface. Symbols that made
only thing
linguistics
is, I don't trust
experts
Jaime,
step
dude.
back and shake their heads.
Yeah, he's been
These weren't
known to
hieroglyphs
do
or
some
any known writing system. They
fishy
were something
stuff,
entirely different.
Sketchy
Patterns
stuff.
that
And
seemed
and
to
anybody
shift
could
when
do
you looked
that-
at them too long.
that
The
metalwork right there.
impossible architecture
Anybody
could do that.
inside. X-ray analysis at 3 separate
Now, to make it fly around, though,
revealed
that's
the
pretty
sphere's
interesting.
Yeah,
internal
that's
structure,
different.
and
And
it
they had
defied
pictures of it
everything
coming down
scientists
and him
understood
chasing the shit.
about
So
metallurgy and engineering.
you know?
Inside the outer shell were 2 more shells, perfectly nested like Russian dolls.
See, this is the
Each
update
shell
part.
was
You
made
know
of
what I mean?
aluminum that tested
Okay.
at 95% purity, but the remaining 5% contained trace elements that didn't match any known alloy on Earth.
Now that's
Between
crazy.
these 3 shells, 9 tiny spheres floated in perfect suspension, not
Okay.
held by wires or magnetic fields. They just hung there in empty space,
What?
maintaining their positions with mathematical precision. The spacing between them
It could be a whole universe in there.
Fibonacci sequence.
Right?
Each microsphere positioned at intervals that created perfect
Like in Men in
Billman
Black, the
ratio
cat.
proportions. These floating objects were too small to extract without destroying the entire structure, leaving scientists to observe them through imaging technology.
Yeah, this
At
is
the
good
very
AI.
center of the innermost shell sat a
Like
chip-like
showing
object.
the
Whether it was silicon, ceramic,
Yeah.
or something else entirely remained unknown, because removing it would require
There was some
cutting
other
through
guys
all
that
3
had some
shells.
fakes.
The chip was roughly
Yeah,
the
I
size
saw
of
some
a
And it
people
looked pretty
grain of
claim.
similar,
rice,
dude.
but appeared to
So
contain
yeah.
intricate circuitry patterns visible under electron microscopy. The patterns were
Now,
so
you know,
complex,
they can
made
fake it
computer
flying around with
processors
some
look simple
invisible
by
wire with
comparison.
another drone,
Construction techniques
but
baffled
the stuff that's on the
metallurgists
inside, if it's true,
worldwide. There were no
that's hard
seams,
to
Yeah.
no welds,
fake.
The stuff that
no
they're talking
joints
about,
anywhere on
yeah,
the sphere.
stuff that
It
they're
appeared to
talking
have been
about,
formed as a
you
single
can't really
piece,
fake that.
despite containing multiple nested components. Current Earth technology couldn't create such an object, even with our most advanced 3-dimensional printing and manufacturing techniques.
Dang,
Creating
that's wild.
seamless nested shells with floating
It is pretty
internal
crazy, dude.
components was impossible. The tolerances required were beyond human capabilities. Temperature measurements showed the sphere maintained a constant warmth of exactly 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's
Human body
crazy.
Isn't that like
temperature.
human
It
body or
never got
something?
hotter or
Yes.
cooler, regardless of environmental conditions. When placed in refrigerated storage, it
Wow.
stayed warm.
Imagine that thing's alive,
That's
bro.
crazy,
It never got hotter than that
Probably
precise
is partially
temperature.
alive,
The sphere
dude.
was
Like,
somehow
Imagine,
regulating
yeah.
its own
it's
thermal
AI,
state.
you know what I mean?
Minds
And
cracked
maybe
the
some
ancient
bio
code.
shit in there.
For months, the world's best cryptographers,
That thing got abducted by
linguists,
humans.
and pattern recognition experts
Yeah.
tried to decode the symbol covering the sphere's surface.
Let me
Classical
go.
computers ran
We're
through
messing with it,
millions of
man,
possible
probing it.
combinations. Neural networks trained
Right?
on every ancient language came up empty.
I guess
Neural
we all
networks.
say the same
Didn't
shit to
match
each other.
any human
Yeah.
writing
Absolutely,
system
man.
ever created. Then someone at MIT had a revolutionary idea
Okay.
that changed everything. What if
Okay.
they stopped thinking like humans and let quantum artificial intelligence take over?
Yeah.
Quantum computers don't
They should have done
process
that from the
information
beginning.
the same way
Yeah.
regular computers
Give it
do.
our best shit.
Instead of checking possibilities one
Absolutely.
by one, they exist in multiple probability states simultaneously. Think of it like this. If your laptop is looking for a specific key in a room, it would check every drawer one at a time. A quantum computer
Checks
becomes
everything all at
every
once.
possible location
Yeah.
at once.
So
then
how many
instantly
spheres are
collapses
there,
into
do you
the
know?
correct answer. The team at MIT connected
No.
IBM's Condor processor
We have to
with
find
Google's
out.
Sycamore quantum cloud,
Yeah.
creating a computational powerhouse
Google that
capable of
shit.
processing billions of possibilities simultaneously.
'Cause
They
I think
fed
they found
the
a
sphere's
few
mysterious
so far.
engravings into this quantum lattice at midnight on a Tuesday. For 3 hours,
Quantum
the
lattice?
machines churned through probability spaces that human minds couldn't comprehend. At 3 in the morning,
Okay.
patterns began emerging from the quantum chaos. The symbols weren't
These guys
random
must be smart as hell.
decorations or alien writing. They were
Yes.
mathematical equations. Not just any equations, but the fundamental constants that govern our entire universe.
Nuclear
The
scientists.
first sequence that appeared matched Planck's constant
Only one
down
mega
to
Buga
15
sphere was
decimal
found.
places. This number represents
okay.
the
Columbia.
smallest possible unit of energy.
So
in
all the other ones are
existence,
fakes.
The foundation of quantum mechanics
guess.
itself. The second pattern revealed the golden ratio, nature's favorite number
Oh, no,
that
no,
appears
there's
in
a second
everything
one.
from hurricane spirals
Okay.
to galaxy formations.
There it is, the
to
golden
DNA
ratio,
Later
everything in
brought to
nature.
But these
Mexico
weren't
for
approximations or rough estimates.
There's another
The
one that was
precision
brought to
carved into
Mexico
the
for
sphere
investigation.
exceeded the accuracy of our best
Okay.
scientific measurements.
And it was
Whoever
confirmed a
created
hoax.
these engravings understood physics better than humanity currently
That's kind of
does.
sketch.
The universe's operating
Yeah.
manual. As the quantum processors
If the confirmation of a
Only
hoax
one
is
so
real,
far.
though.
more universal
Yeah.
constants emerged from
Yeah,
the sphere's
yeah.
surface.
They went
the
through
speed
it
of
and
light
confirmed it was a
appeared in
hoax.
perfect detail,
The second
followed
one.
by the gravitational constant that determines how matter attracts other matter across space. The fine
that.
structure,
Wow.
constant that holds atoms together, was there, precisely calculated to more decimal places
I'm glad we
than our
got one
instruments
that's
could
like
measure.
real,
But
you
the
know?
quantum I didn't
Yeah,
stop
man. Let's see
at
what this
basic
thing
physics.
starts
It
to do,
discovered
or
the
if more starts
electromagnetic
showing up
coupling
now. You know.
constant, the weak nuclear force ratio, and dozens of other
Well, they're
numbers
seeing them.
that
You know what I mean?
define how
Pilots are seeing
reality
them. They're out
operates
there.
at its most
Yeah.
fundamental level. These weren't just scientific curiosities carved into metal. They
Yeah.
That thing is
represented
wild,
the
man.
mathematical architecture.
Imagine
of
there's living
existence
things
itself.
in there
The
that
sphere
could be
wasn't
like
speaking
a
in
ship.
words or symbol.
You know,
It was communicating in the
for like
universal
tiny
language of physics.
aliens. You know.
Dr. Sarah Chen from Caltech made a disturbing observation that sent chills through the research community. The sphere didn't just contain these constants, it presented them in a specific order and relationship that
Look at that thing
suggested
smoking
something
up.
profound. If someone wanted to store the operating system of
That looks like an
space-time
eyeball.
itself, this would be exactly how to do it. Not
This is
a message
fucking
or
crazy, dude.
instructions, but the actual source code that makes reality function. The implications were staggering. Human civilization had spent centuries discovering these constants through experimentation, observation, and theoretical work.
So they're
Yet
saying this
here
thing has
was
all
an
that shit in
object
it.
containing all of
Yeah.
them with precision.
That's what I'm
that
saying. That thing
exceeded
could
our
be like,
capability.
remember
It was like
Zoolander,
finding a
the little
smart
library?
phone in
Or-
ancient Egypt.
Yeah, it's just
Except
like a
this
little
device
it's a recording
contained the
device, dude.
blueprints for building universes.
Yeah, you
The
never
quantum
know.
analysis revealed something even more unsettling. The mathematical relationships between these constants
I wonder if they try to
suggested
mess
they
with
weren't just
nature
recorded
too.
observations. They were
You know?
active principles, fundamental rules that
Like
could
terraforming.
theoretically
I don't
be
know.
manipulated
I
if you
was,
understood them
I
well
heard
enough.
something
The sphere might not just
that there was
contain
this guy
information about
that,
physics. It might contain the tools to
there's
rewrite
like
physical
this
laws themselves.
thing around
Messages
us.
from
It's
colliding
kind of
black
like
holes. The second layer
another
of symbols
dimension or
decoded
whatever,
by the
where
quantum
everything
I revealed
woo
something
is
that
at.
made astrophysicists uncomfortable.
And it controls
The patterns
us
weren't
and controls
numbers anymore.
everything.
They were frequency signatures,
Interesting.
I don't believe any of
specific
that, but
gravitational wave patterns
that's
that matched
he's saying this thing came from
observations
too.
from the
So.
laser interferometer
buying
gravitational
it, bro.
wave observatory.
Yeah,
known
it could be a
as
stretch.
They
You
put a
know?
for sale sign on a lot of
LIGO.
shit, bro.
These
I
frequencies
ain't buying it.
represented
Oh, yeah.
the sound of black holes colliding billions of
It's
years
Wild Wild
ago.
West out here,
Cosmic
you know?
events so
Snake oil
violent
salesmen everywhere.
space-time
Yeah,
itself.
dude.
But the
I can't
sphere's
believe
engravings
this thing
didn't just
actually
match
recorded,
LIGO's
like,
discoveries.
all
They
this
contained
stuff.
gravitational wave
Right.
signatures
Yeah,
from events
gravitational
we
wave
had never
signatures.
detected. Frequencies from neutron star
Oh,
mergers, white
man.
dwarf
They're
explosions,
collecting all sorts of
and other
data.
catastrophic cosmic
Yeah.
phenomena that occurred before Earth even existed. The sphere was like a cosmic recording device that had captured
there
the
you go.
universe's most violent moments and stored them as
Wow.
mathematical patterns.
That's
the third
wild,
layer
bro.
revealed orbital resonances, the mathematical music that keeps
I want to know
celestial
if this is
bodies
a real
in
video,
stable
dude. This is
relationships.
true.
Jupiter's moon dancing
Yeah.
in perfect gravitational harmony.
You're gonna have to
Saturn's
check it out.
rings maintaining their
I have
gaps
to ask
through
somebody.
precise gravitational frequencies.
Yo,
Even recently
what's up,
discovered
Halftime?
exoplanets had their orbital ratios
Who's
carved
in there?
into the sphere's surface, including worlds
buddy
we
Halftime.
had only identified
Nice.
months before the
What's
sphere's
up, man?
discovery. Dr. Lisa Park from
I
Harvard's
got the
astrophysics
comments to
department
show up on
made a
the
breakthrough
screen.
when she overlaid
All
the
right.
glyph patterns
Pretty cool.
onto deep space star maps. 3 symbol sequences
Probably can't
aligned
fucking see it, so I'm
perfectly
gonna stop
with
it.
fast radio burst
Just have it
sources,
come over here
the
now.
loudest
Put it up.
and most mysterious signals we've ever detected from
Fucker.
space. These bursts
Okay.
come from galaxies billions of light years away.
Dude, that Phillies game
energies so
sucked.
massive,
Halftime.
they defy current understanding.
That was
One
bad,
pattern
bro.
pointed to coordinates where nothing visible existed, just empty darkness between the Andromeda Galaxy and the Triangle.
That thing could be a Trojan horse.
The quantum I suggested this wasn't actually empty space.
Right?
Something was there, waiting
Yeah,
to be
gonna fucking
discovered.
zap
The
our
sphere
asses.
might be providing
Yeah, it's gonna
navigation
open up, bro,
coordinates.
and who
A
knows? That
galactic
could be a
GPS
portal.
system pointing toward locations our telescopes
Right?
hadn't properly examined yet. When reality becomes a tuning
Yeah,
fork.
dude. I'm fucking
Computer
furious about
simulations
that
of the
game.
sphere's internal structure revealed properties that violated 3 fundamental laws of physics. The nested shells didn't just sit there passively, they created electromagnetic
about those
fields
things.
that bent light around the sphere in impossible ways. DARPA had been working on similar metamaterial cloaking
They said 9 balls in
technology
there. We
since
got 9 in the solar
2018.
system, if
The
you count
sphere's
Pluto. You know?
design was decades ahead of anything human
Yeah, we'll probably do a
engineers
Bob
had
Lazar one
conceived.
soon.
When researchers modeled how electromagnetic
yeah.
waves would interact with the
We're
sphere's
gonna do a
aluminum
Chris
layers, the
Bledsoe one
results
because
were bizarre.
how he's
Light didn't just
got
bend around the
connections with him.
object; it spiraled,
He actually met him,
creating
so
interference
we're gonna
patterns
go and
that shouldn't exist
record
with
at his
known
house or
material.
something.
Dr. Michael Torres from MIT's Materials
Absolutely.
Laboratory
Do some
ran
sky
the
watching.
simulation 12 times
Yeah.
with identical results. The layered structure
All right,
acted
dude,
like
this
a
is like
photonic
frying my
processor,
brain.
actually computing
Yeah,
with
they're getting
light
super deep,
itself.
you know.
The
I think a lot of these are like
microspheres
theories
between the
too of
shells served
what
a
they could
specific
do.
purpose in these simulations,
Yeah.
positioned at
Yeah,
precise
simulations.
mathematical intervals following golden ratio spacing.
But that's good that they're
they created
doing all they
standing
can to
wave
research
patterns
this thing, you
when
know.
exposed to
Yeah.
specific frequency.
I'm not,
The sphere
like I said, I'm
became
not
a
sure
resonance
how
amplifier, a cosmic tuning fork that could remember and
if this is
reproduce
all
any
real.
frequency it encountered. The most
Tough, man.
unsettling
I'm gonna have to
simulation
really,
came from Caltech's team. They modeled what would happen
Do a deep
if the
dive.
sphere received the same
I'm gonna do
frequencies
some
that
deep
were
dive.
encoded on its surface. The virtual sphere
See if they
didn't
actually
just
really did all
resonate.
this.
It generated localized space-time distortions, tiny but measurable warps in the fabric
This
of
is
reality
wild.
itself. This shouldn't be possible with aluminum and floating microspheres, yet the mathematics consistently predicted these effects.
What?
These simulations suggested the sphere wasn't just a message or data storage device.
Okay.
It was a functional piece of technology designed to interface with fundamental forces.
What?
Like a hard drive that doesn't store files, but stores fields, magnetic signatures,
That's crazy.
gravitational patterns, and electromagnetic frequencies. The sphere might be capable of receiving, processing, and transmitting information through the quantum vacuum itself. The
This thing's
Tokyo
getting all the
This is
data.
probably-
right?
civilization changing.
This is probably like a
Whispers began
like a spy
circulating
machine,
through
you know, from the
underground
aliens.
collector forums.
Maybe
in
not like a
July
spy machine, but like
2025. a private auction house in
just
Tokyo
like
Doing
a-
that
recon.
allegedly cataloged
Yeah,
the
yeah,
second
they're gonna
sphere,
recon,
smaller
like,
than the
of
Colombian
this
object
part of
at
the
only
galaxy.
8 inches in diameter, but featuring the same
Get all the
impossible
data, you know,
construction. Different
atmosphere,
symbols
material.
covered its surface,
Yeah,
but
they're
the
gonna
nested
swat us.
shells, floating microspheres, and
But I
seamless
wonder
metal construction
what
were
made it fail,
identical.
if they
The collector
accounted for
refused
that
to go
failing,
public, but leaked
you know, because
photographs
then
showed
they lost
familiar
it.
patterns that hurt to look at because human
They probably
brains
weren't expecting it to
instinctively knew
fucking get a
such
jolt.
precise engravings
Like,
shouldn't
you know?
exist. If two spheres
They probably got hit
existed,
by lightning or
logic
something.
suggested there were probably
Yeah.
more scattered across Earth.
But if it's
placed
like taking in
deliberately by
information
whoever
like
created
gravity
them.
waves
This
and
wasn't
stuff like
random.
that, you
These
would
objects
think
were
they would have
targeted
prepared for
deliveries
something
to a planet that had reached
like
a
lightning or
specific
something.
level of technological development.
Yeah.
The implications for human knowledge were
I think
staggering.
lightning would be
Current
stronger
physics
than
has significant gaps
one of
in
our wires.
understanding. Dark matter and dark energy
Yeah.
make up 95% of the universe, but we can't detect them directly. Quantum gravity remains unsolved.
It's a
The
fucking
standard model
sensor.
of
That's what it
particle
is,
physics
dude. It's like
has
a
holes that prevent us from
multi-sensor. You know what I mean?
understanding
Machine.
reality
Yeah.
completely. These
exactly
spheres
what
They sent them
might
out all over the
contain
place,
the
you know.
missing pieces.
Yeah.
Dr. Chen from Caltech outlined what unlocking even 10% of this technology could mean for humanity. Energy
Oh,
systems
there's a lot more
that draw
technology in
power
there,
from quantum vacuum
Yeah.
fluctuations, providing unlimited clean power.
Wow.
Propulsion systems that bend space-time instead of burning fuel, making
Exactly.
interstellar travel
Yeah.
practical.
If
Medical
you
scanners
crack
that
any
see
of this
probability
alien
waves,
tech that
rather
you know
than
is
just
fucking hit the
tissue,
Earth,
detecting diseases
we're in
before
another
symptoms appear. These weren't fantasy concepts.
Level, absolutely.
Mathematical
Yeah,
foundations
yeah,
already
we're-
existed in the
you know,
sphere's engraving. But the
we're
most
definitely
profound
controlling all
possibility
the Earth.
was
You know what I
consciousness
mean?
itself. The sphere's ability to gain mass.
You know how
without
they have
adding
like
matter
5 different
to maintain
levels.
perfect temperature
You know what I mean? Like
regulation
when you
and to
control the
interface
Earth, then
with
you control,
electromagnetic fields,
you know,
suggested
your
it might be
galaxy.
interacting
Then you control
with
the fucking
aspects of
universe or
reality
whatever.
we didn't
Yeah.
understand.
I don't
Some
remember the
researchers
name of it.
privately wondered if the sphere
My
was
brain
goes
actually
blank
alive
levels
as
in
fuck.
ways that transcended
Yeah, the fucking
biological
levels,
definitions of life.
Levels of
Fuck yeah.
civilization. Yeah.
Michi
Possible
Kaku said
The
something
most
about it.
disturbing aspect of the Colombian sphere remained its
me see.
unexplained weight gain. Day 1 measurements showed 16 pounds. Day 7
This guy,
showed 20
he's all
pounds.
protected. Look
Day
at him.
14 revealed 22 pounds. No material was absorbed. No chemical reactions occurred. No external
Man,
matter
I'd be
was
nervous
added.
working
The
around that
sphere
thing,
was
man. You know, that thing
spontaneously
can have a
generating
countdown on
mass
it.
from nothing, violating conservation
These
of
guys are
energy
brave.
laws that form the foundation of physics. Multiple scales at different facilities
They must be getting paid a
confirmed
lot
these
of money.
measurements. The sphere wasn't just getting heavier, it was creating matter from somewhere else, possibly pulling mass from quantum foam, the theoretical substrate of
Quantum
space-time,
foam.
where virtual particles constantly appear and disappear. If this was true, the sphere
Wow.
represented technology that could tap into the fundamental machinery of reality itself. Jose Velasquez, who has studied meteorites for 20 years, stated clearly that he had never encountered anything remotely similar to this object. Julia Mossbridge from UC San Diego wanted Harvard's Galileo project involved, recognizing that serious scientific study was needed beyond YouTube speculation.
Oh, the Kardashev
The Colombian
scale,
farmer
dude.
still insisted the sphere
Kardashev,
hummed
right.
when his daughter sang near it,
Yeah.
producing frequencies at exactly
Oh,
400.
the frequency
Sanskrit
affected
chant
itself.
videos
I
circulating
wonder if
Man,
it
we're gonna
flew
go to
into.
the next one,
remained
bro.
unverified. but
Yeah,
the
it probably
frequency
flew into some
measurements
frequency
were
field, you know,
consistent.
and
The
got
sphere
fried.
appeared to respond to specific sound patterns, particularly those with mathematical relationships to its internal resonance.
Nah, but this is
Yeah,
pretty
maybe there
interesting,
was-
man, you know?
suggested it
Maybe
wasn't
it
just
was
a
like-
passive object, but
Yeah.
an active device.
Maybe there was like a
designed
it was a
to
multiple
interact
effect that
with its
happened, not just
environment
the
through
wire. You know what I
vibrational
mean?
patterns.
Might have been the
NASA
environment
requested
too, you know?
samples from the sphere,
Yeah.
but wouldn't publicly
Like, you know how
explain why.
Skinwalker Ranch
Three
has
major
shit going on there,
universities
like, you
were
know,
competing
there could have
for
been a wire
access
going
to
through,
study
like,
the
you know, something
object.
like that.
Everyone involved understood
Mhm.
that whoever
Absolutely, man.
decoded this technology first would fundamentally change
EMP gun.
human civilization. Or perhaps civilization was already changing, and we had just discovered
Yeah.
the instruction manual for our next evolutionary step. The sphere represented either
Yeah,
the
these
most
things could have been
elaborate
left
hoax in
behind by
human
other
history, or
Talk about it in
civilizations
the
and
past
that we
tense,
weren't
though.
alone in the universe.
right,
Yeah.
they could have been
More
left behind and then
importantly,
Yeah.
it
activated
suggested that
somehow.
whoever created these
Yeah.
understood physics at a level
Wow.
that made our
Could have
current
been
science
from,
look primitive.
like, you
We weren't
know,
just looking at
what the
advanced
fuck,
technology. We were potentially holding the mathematical blueprints that build galaxies, the frequencies that collapse probability into matter,
The
and the
fucking,
deepest operational
Atlantis?
code of existence itself,
Yeah,
carved into
them
metal
motherfuckers.
we couldn't reproduce.
My fucking brain's fried, dude. I can't even think about what I'm
Yeah,
fucking
that
saying.
was wild stuff, man.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to the next fucking thing.
But nah, that would be cool if that thing's alive or they got little aliens inside, you know? They crack it open. You know? Hey,
They're riding those little bulls.
you know that. You ever see the circus with the motorcycles inside the sphere and shit?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Nitro Circus, man.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be so funny. Nah, but that's cool. The Buga Sphere. That was pretty interesting.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Somebody pissed him off.
Yeah. You probably see something out there.
Somebody outside.
All right, what's up? What we hitting up next?
I think we're gonna go to Skinwalker Ranch.
What?
There's supposedly something buried under Skinwalker Ranch that's causing all this phenomena.
Mm-hmm.
So Jesse Michaels and Brandon Fugel was talking
Yeah.
about this shit.
There's something under the mesa.
Yeah, there
Okay, so-
definitely is.
Let's
There's
yeah.
something under the mesa. I mean, to be extracting material that is manufactured, that's engineered from hundreds of feet within the mesa.
Yeah, heat resistant ceramic tiles.
Yeah, with electromagnetic signatures.
that are
That's
with
fucking
electromagnetic
crazy.
signatures that seem to be self
Wow.
at times.
What?
That look like maybe tiles that you would see on like a space shuttle or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The mesa, and you have these two boreholes, and you keep hitting metal, and you have exotic elements. You have europium and tellurium down there.
That's wild.
So
Yeah.
what is down there?
Well, it's frustrating people all over the world right now. So we have millions of viewers, millions of enthusiasts that are quite frustrated because they want to see us blow up the mesa and just get to it. And the reality is we can't do that. We have to conduct this
I
effort.
bet a lot of people go volunteer, dig that thing up.
Biopsy, a
Yeah.
very sensitive,
I want to
delicate
go there,
medical
dude.
biopsy because you
Yeah.
don't
But I'm
want
afraid of the
to
hitchhiker
destroy
effect.
the very material that you hope to extract and be able to
I've
study.
got too much paranormal
So
shit happen in
imagine
my
if
life
there's a
already. I'm
Stargate
good.
within the Mesa, if there's some advanced technology that is behind or involved with the phenomena that we're seeing manifest above and below the property, as above, so below, as the Masonic symbol on the property from ancient times seems to denote.
They got some crazy stories that happen over there, dude.
You don't want to damage the very thing that you hope to unearth.
Sacred lands.
Dude,
even
this
if it's
thing fucks
something
with
as
them
simple
bad.
as a garage
crazy
door
stories.
like this,
equivalent
dude, they
to
had like
another
this
dimension.
skunk that was out there
Right.
You know,
on the ground.
why would you want to, if that's
it was out
ultimately
there for
what
like
lies within
3 years,
the Mesa that
and
we're
it didn't
studying there on the
change.
ranch,
It didn't
we want to be
decompose.
very
And
careful.
then one
so
day, like
we've used the most
the guy
advanced
that
ground penetrating
takes care
radar.
of the biology,
And what have you
went and
found?
took a sample of
There
it,
is material.
and then
It's
the
a
next day it
6 foot
disappeared.
wide.
Well, there's
That's
actually there's both a debris field of material that does not fit, that is unusual, that is not part of the natural part of the landscape, the soil composition that has been verified. They've even
Somebody
said that there
buried
are
it then,
voids.
or
It appears
how did
that
it
there are
get buried?
voids
Well, the government was there doing shit,
which, you know, that's what led us
with,
initially to do
Bigelow.
the ground penetrating radar studies on the Mesa. It wasn't because we thought there was any exotic material. It was because there were rumors going back to the Bigelow era, and even before, going back to the Myers, that there was a cave system, that there were tunnels,
Wow.
that there was
Oh,
something
so you could probably
covered
get
up,
down
that there
there.
had been a cover up relative to some type of underground
I
structure.
guarantee you, they're there already,
And
bro.
so we thought, well, let's debunk it. I mean, because part of our scientific effort is to chase down these claims and to either validate them, to see if there's any truth to them, or be able to dismiss it and move on to the next experiment, the next effort within our investigation. Well, we end up bringing in the experts in ground penetrating radar, and they're like, yeah, there's something strange here in this region of the Mesa. There's this unusual material in these voids. So what do? Well, we start boring, we start drilling. Well, every drilling expert, and I'm talking every one of them that we brought out, has had dramatic equipment malfunction. They've had their drill bits. I mean, these are some of the most impervious drill bits, tungsten carbide steel that have been rendered completely damaged and unusable.
Shit, dude, it's all bent.
These gentlemen that are performing these drilling exercises,
that thing
they
is
do this all over the world. They go through solid granite. They go through mountains.
And you found a nickel.
It has been one of the most baffling parts of our research. And then, not only are we extracting engineered material from hundreds of feet within the Mesa, but we recently brought out a 1964 aged nickel.
What the hell was that doing there?
That has patina on it. That was
how deep was it? I want to know how
deep
deep it was.
The archaeologist that we've had involved, who is a credentialed archaeologist, his name is Chris Roberts, reminded us that it's not uncommon at surveys or archaeological dig sites that those professionals, upon concluding that work or in the midst of it, they'll drop a coin, with the current date in there, just to kind of mark their territory, if you will. So we have the territory seemingly marked, and then we pull up the aerial survey record of the ranch to try to see what was happening. Wait, was there something going on? Was there someone disturbing the earth at that time? Is there any evidence? And do you remember what Dr. Taylor and Eric Bard found?
So here's all three of them beside each other. And you can see that there's a significant spot that it thinks has been dithered or smoothed with some sort of filter in the 1969 image that's not in the other images.
The photos were doctored, but specifically in this kind of teardrop shape, which is where the material.
Sorry.
No, this reminds me of War of the Worlds,
The ground penetrating radar.
where the ships were buried.
The aerial record is largely void. It's been deleted.
Who knows how many there could be everywhere.
1964 to 1969. So the
nobody
mystery
there,
deepens. I will say, every time we get answers we get more questions.
Well, am I
at every turn.
wrong
Of course,
that
that's
the
what happens.
subplot to all of this is that there is a UFO
Here
under
he
the
goes.
mesa at Skinwalker Ranch?
We'll see.
I think definitionally, UFO
Baltic
is
Sea.
called flying,
Could be the same ship.
but it's kind of a
Same
UFO.
type of ship.
You got material of a different density spotted by ground penetrating radar. You have europium, tellurium, metals found. Europium, I believed, was mentioned by David Grush as
they have
well
videos
in
of
his own investigation.
spaceships going into the
I
side of
talked
that
to people
mountain.
who really did analyze the stuff
Wow.
from the real deal stuff, and it's super weird. It's like heavy element, europium, californium stuff. It's like in these atomic arrangements that make like no sense. This is through X-ray diffraction.
So you have that data point, and then you have the fact this like as above, so below. You have like the blob, and the this like almost like
This thing's
field
crazy,
above the
dude.
thing.
Well, we have what we call the bubble. We
The
have
bubble, yes.
We have this field over with the
Oh,
blob.
yeah, I
I
heard
mean, we
about
did
this.
capture from multiple cameras an unexplained mass
It looks like a
that-
vortex.
that
Mm-hmm.
was actually documented in tandem with the rockets being destroyed in some of those launches above the triangle. But you also have this field, or what many of my people have been referring to as the
Portal.
bubble,
It's a portal.
that has been mapped using LiDAR and other platforms
I wish I had a picture of it.
to actually maybe explain that something going on. I mean, it actually encompasses a big part of the property. It is, you can call it a force field.
Mm-hmm.
You can call it, a region of the property that has a sustained.
It's an invisible, roughly spherical energy anomaly formally identified and named in season 6,
Yeah.
believed to extend both above and
Oh.
below ground, and treated by the team as the likely unifying explanation for many previously separate phenomena: GPS failures, signal interference, instrument malfunctions.
Correct.
You
Oh,
launch
that's why it
rockets
happens.
at it, and
Dude,
when it'll bounce off the
there was an
boundary of this sort of
episode
thing.
Repeatedly. And that's the thing.
Where one
With
of the
scientific
scientists were
investigation,
in
you
a room,
repeat the experiments to get
and,
repeated data, and
he was
all of
like,
those collective data points to
what
help us
is
map
this?
this region
And
and
this
this
thing
field effect.
Put
It's
in, like, words
really baffling,
from, like,
and
different
it does
parts of the fucking
cause
screen.
one to
Said "I
to
alive."
question whether
Oh,
what
wow.
is within, whatever is within the mesa,
That's crazy,
Um,
man.
it could be. It
Imagine
could be
you
the
seeing
cause.
that.
It could be involved with it.
It's like you have a
Yeah.
force field
I'd
around
be scared to go to
this
Skinwalker Ranch,
UFO
bro.
object.
I'd
or
go,
something.
but I'd be
That's
scared.
so
Well,
fun.
it seems
Yeah.
to be a defense.
I need somebody
mechanism,
else there,
potentially, because we've seen
Oh, there's gonna
equipment
be people there, but it's still
destroyed. We've seen
scary.
equipment malfunction, and
Probably some
Doesn't matter.
garlic,
probing
some
the
garlic
bubble
cloves.
in this region. We see UAP. We see unidentified
Yeah.
aerial phenomena appear.
You get bit by
Almost
a
as
fucking
if
vampire.
on call. Almost like we're being monitored
Dogman,
or
man.
warned. And then you have the covert military surveillance. I mean, when you have
They've been
Black
checking
Hawk
up on them.
helicopters, unmarked
Oh,
Black
yeah.
Hawk helicopters showing up in the middle of the night, in the middle of an experiment,
Sure, they got spies in there too.
and note you have
That's
a
fucked up,
notice to airmen
He
that
owns this
people
area
shouldn't be
now,
flying
you know?
within the airspace, that
Yeah.
we're conducting experimental activity, and we have
Private
have
property. man.
unknown craft that descend upon the property that are not transponding, that appear to be menacing, and not even the attorney general or the governor can get answers.
That's
that just
fucked up.
compounds the mystery in my mind.
What
Now,
do you
if they
think
find the ship, they're gonna commandeer
are
that thing.
doing, and who are they acting on behalf of?
Military
No,
will, yeah.
I think it's just
Yeah.
it's
Oh, that's
somehow
ours.
being tasked, I believe, by some faction
have
of the
that.
military industrial complex, some entity or entities
You're in our
that are
country.
involved with
Mhm.
these topics.
Fuck that.
And I think that there's a greater concern that has emerged, even within
Dude, I
months
got a
of us
question for
pulling
you.
this material out of our drill site on the mesa. All of us.
What do you think about Lou Elizondo, man?
Will I take him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard some news earlier. You sent me that article that some people think that he is purposely holding back, right, information from getting out. maybe misleading people because he has
He
presented
was
some
part of the
stuff that
conspiracy. He was part of the conspiracy
right.
before. That's what
Yeah.
they're saying.
So a lot of people they think he knows a lot more than what he's saying, and he really
Yeah.
can't release it all. But they are giving amnesty to people. You heard? I think they
Yeah,
signed
I
that
did.
bill.
I
So let's
did.
see now. You know?
I did. Yeah, I didn't really want to bring up this whole thing, because I don't like the whole spatting on people, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't get the whole he said, she said, I
Right.
mean, I kind of feel bad for the guy, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'd rather have Dave Grush heading up something, you know what I mean? Like because he's got to know where everything is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He seems
knows
like
to
he's
file
he's willing.
names. Yeah, and he knows to
Right.
file names, you know what I mean? So he
Yeah.
can get this shit.
It seems like he's more willing to release what he knows than Lou, right? And Lou's
Yes.
probably got his hands tied, for
Yes.
certain reasons.
Yes.
But
Sudden an oil and gas company appears, ramrods permits through, even with us filing notice that we are not in agreement with it, that it compromises our investigation. The county goes ahead in spite of our notice and our filing and grants them a permit right above our drill site, right on
I
the
like that
border
set he's got back there.
of my
It's
property.
Sci-fi.
Awesome.
And they
It's
Yeah.
an
descend
alien
on the
spaceship.
property with millions of dollars worth of equipment and personnel, and it is just the most reckless, aggressive effort.
Do you think there's some?
I don't think
cutout-
it's coincidence.
Do you think there's some cutout shell company or extension of some?
Or they're being used as a front
Yeah.
for some diabolical effort to extract the same material that we are probing for, or to compromise the nature of our investigation. And that's what pisses me off.
Yeah, they're going on the other side of the property to get the shit.
Course of the last year,
Right, going around a different way. Yeah.
Of pouring the
fucked up,
resources
bro.
into this effort and having some of the leading scientists and engineers on the planet involved.
They have
with
a
documenting the
website
reality.
where you can
All of a
watch
sudden,
them
right when
do
we're
everything that
actually
they're doing.
extracting
really?
hard
without the
evidence
show. Yeah.
of engineered
Oh, that's
material
pretty cool.
that is
Hell
out
yeah.
of place,
Check
out
that
of
out.
time.
They got 24
All of a sudden,
24-hour cameras.
here comes some other third-party enterprise right on top of us.
We should have a watch party.
Oh
that
yeah, to watch that
proceeds to
stuff.
aggressively drill.
I would.
We have a legal action currently. I don't know that will prevail. I mean,
They should do the LiDAR scans like they did the
not only
pyramid.
has it disrupted, aspects of the investigation and our
they
quiet
should ask him
enjoyment,
to
but
do
I
it.
think it is highly
Yeah, dude,
suspicious.
that would be dope. If it
It's
comes to
not
do it.
coincidental. The adjacent property owner that leased this property to the north owns over 1,000 acres. Why would they situate this operation on roughly the postage stamp, the 10 acres that is literally closest right on my border, and right there, closest proximity to our drill site?
I would set up a fucking
There's a lot
catapult.
of things that are going to come out in the weeks and months to come, I hope.
Send over
that
dead
will help
shit.
us get some answers. But I'll tell you, the plot thickens, and
That's
it's real.
hilarious.
This is not bullshit. We're not making this up. We're not sensationalizing anything. You just have to sit back and
Shoot
watch.
over the crazy shit that they find.
And there are too
Yeah.
many disturbing
like the dead animals,
things that are
the
happening
cattle mutilation
around our investigation.
I still can't get over.
Throw
the
it right
fact
back at
that
'em,
there's
man. Yeah.
this force field around this object underground, and then
I know
that's like
crazy.
It's a
kind of
protective force field.
blocking
Yeah.
interference from rocket
Fuck you, don't touch me.
signals
to
and
drones.
to
We've even
drones.
had fixed wing aircraft that actually document that there's something that their instruments.
Dude,
Their
there was a
instruments
guy that flew
go haywire.
eagles,
Even the helicopter.
hawks or something.
We've tasked the
Mhm.
helicopter.
and the fucking hawk
with
disappeared and showed up
performing
like
some of these
somewhere else.
these, I
Wow.
think, pretty advanced
Yeah.
surveys.
He went through the
And
portal.
right there
Yeah,
at the edge of the bubble, at the edge of this region. There is this.
Would you
field.
go through the portal?
There is this.
no.
And so that there's a defense in the air, and then there's a defense on the
Not at
ground where if
all.
you did,
I'm
things
good.
seem to happen as well.
I'd probably
it's
go
like
on certain
this
things, like
object. I mean, I don't know. Like this is
certain
crazy.
substances.
Reality is crazier than fiction.
Yeah, it's right under
Not
the
unless,
Stephen
not
King
unless it was
It's
proven
out
to
of
work,
a Stephen
man.
King novel, and you know how this novel ends is like some
Yeah.
pure of heart
I want
kid
that.
or something unwanted. Like it's like you have all these like military guys and like and then somebody who's just hapless and like walks in and like unlocks the treasure or something.
Who knows? It's like the end of ET when they discover ET.
I think they're gonna find what this thing is before the end of the year's up.
The
Maybe.
shadowy
Maybe they already
operatives
have
come
because
in
they cut season
and
7
descend on the
cut it
property
short.
and you hope that there's always going to be some positive outcome. Right now.
Where is this ranch? What state?
I'm more determined. I'm more
it's Nevada, I
inspired
believe.
Nevada.
by the reality and the data that we have collected, that we've presented transparently to the public. I mean, we've allowed the public a peek behind the curtain, like no other effort.
But it's interesting to me. The show is so good and it's so transparent, and then it's interesting to me that
you've seen all of them, all the episodes
here earlier,
No.
and I think
No,
this
but I've been paying
didn't make it
attention
into
to
the
what they're
cut
doing,
because we talked for a long time, and it was less relevant to his story. But we talked about the show. We were talking about you.
Because I'm sure, and didn't he bought Skinwalker Ranch right around that time too, right?
Bought Skinwalker Ranch around that time,
And I think he was
It's in
convinced
Utah.
that they're all
we're in Utah.
And I was like, the subplot, the whole show is
You went to
amazing,
Basin.
and the subplot to it is that there is a UFO under the mesa, and I was like, why don't people make
That's where all
that
the Indians were, bro.
explicit connection?
Yeah.
And you guys don't
connected with
necessarily
them.
do that. You
We
lead
don't.
On the
people
medicine.
maybe
Well,
to that.
absolutely.
We're led by the data, not an inherited
They
narrative.
probably got
Yeah, well,
mental
that's
joyrides on the
something
UFO.
that Derek Barr
Yeah.
has been
Man.
You could be
very
more
clear about it.
sensationalist
Yeah.
than you are.
10 times more.
Yeah.
If this wasn't grounded in absolute truth, which is my deal with the History Channel, which they have honored. I mean, I was only willing to do this series, to come out of the shadows and go public, if it was
legit.
all grounded in facts and truth. Nothing can be
What
manipulated.
sucks is you miss a lot of stuff like that they
Nothing
actually
can
discovered.
be fabricated
Yeah.
relative to
They can only put so much in an
docuseries,
episode.
or
You got a
not only my
producer, you know what I
reputation,
mean?
but the reputation of all
Absolutely.
the incredible people that are
deciding that
involved would
shit.
be compromised. And it's not
It's
worth
not
it.
open to the public
No
though
amount
yet,
of
right?
money, no amount of
It'll never be open to the public.
whatever
dude.
notoriety
It's too
or fame
dangerous.
is ever worth compromising.
We got to
your
parachute in.
reputation or your integrity.
No, and it's like
Halo.
you have people
Dude,
going
if
to the
we talk to
hospital
Chris,
and
he
get,
knows the
have
guys.
serious health.
He's been there.
adverse
Oh, okay.
events. It's like
He'll let us
Wow.
he'll let us get
you're
in.
not faking any of this stuff.
That'd be dope.
No,
That's
that's
ridiculous.
not,
Gotta get the
that's
connections,
not
man.
for television. I mean,
No.
Yeah.
When Dragon is immediately evacuating
Yeah.
our caretaker
Yeah.
from the site in the middle of an experiment because of a cardiac episode,
Wow.
and
That thing fucked him
that
up.
whole sequence of events
Oh yeah.
plays out on camera, because that's my deal. We're transparently allowing our investigation to be documented for months of the year, and to be
I remember
televised.
when
Yeah.
we first
And
started digging.
some of it's awkward.
shit
I mean,
would
some of
happen,
it
dude.
isn't perfect. Some of our experiments
Dude,
are
their
inconclusive.
phones
This is a
looked
human
like somebody was
effort,
hacking it.
but to
hacking their
see
phones.
very real,
Like
the shit was like,
disturbing things play out
when they were
on
digging
camera,
and shit. It was crazy.
So the magnetic field is probably aware, and once they
it's
see humans
sobering.
disturbing it, it starts messing with their
Whatever
equipment.
they're doing. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Well, that was that, dude. That
That was pretty
fucking
cool.
awesome. Yeah, that was awesome, man.
Yeah. Hopefully they come out with an update soon if they find out more info on that thing.
I'm sure there's more info, but that was just like a little clip of it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna put up Randall Carlson.
But they definitely got to do those scans,
0
man.
Point energy. Yeah.
Those scans can penetrate deep, you know?
Yeah, man. What's the guy's name? Do you remember?
Nah, he was on Joe. I think they're Italian, the team.
Yeah, like Belanti or something like that.
Yeah.
Let me
And
see.
you never know. They probably have done it already secretly because, they did the pyramids. They didn't even ask the government,
Yeah.
So I'm sure the government here is like, hey, why don't you come check this out
Who's
for
the
us?
Italian scientist that's doing the scans?
The pyramid.
The Italian scientist conducting the radar scans of the Giza pyramids is
Filippo
Biondi.
Biondi. Yeah, I was close.
Yeah. we got to send him an email. Ask him if he'll do it.
He probably already thought of doing it.
Oh yeah. So this next one, Randall Carlson is going to talk about the
0 point energy. Yeah,
right.
and there's also some alien stuff in there, like some UFOs.
Okay. So. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Randall's been getting involved with this stuff. You know, smart guy, man.
We're going to be talking about
he's
the
great.
upcoming
I'm getting my
Tesla
son
Tech
to learn
Conference in
all
New
his stuff
Mexico,
with the
and I have a special guest with me here today
geometry
who will be
shit.
presenting there, who has done cutting-edge work in the area of 0 point energy and above unity, and I'm excited to talk to him because I'm going to learn more. I'm relatively new to this, although I've been looking into it sporadically.
So they have an actual machine?
I certainly am no expert.
Yeah, there's they call it a thunderstorm
more,
machine.
And there's a number of reasons why right now this seems to me to be extremely important.
And I think it's really connected to the plasmoids and stuff because
primarily the floor is going to be
when the
handed over
shit
to
works, it
Moray
turns into like
B.
plasmoids.
King,
but this is cool
book I have
because
just
this is
finished,
a science
and
fair
I'm gonna
where
need
all
to
the people are
reread
getting
it
together
444 times, I think,
put their
to get
machines
everything out
together
of it.
that create 0 point
That's
energy.
enough talk
It's a
for me for
Tesla.
the moment, so I'm going to
that's
introduce
good.
you to Moray.
Yeah, more minds.
He'll tell us a little bit about what he's going to be talking about at the Tesla Tech Conference and some of the background research into the
I'd love to go to that.
That'd be pretty crazy.
The connection with water, which is something that very much fascinates me.
Water's key.
It's going to be an interesting conversation. I'm going to invite Moray to come in and join me right now. There you are.
Hydrogen from the water, you know?
Well, thanks for having me.
Oh, well, thanks for coming on, man. I was excited when Mike told me you had agreed to do it. You know, we had to pick somebody, and I said, well, you know, I've read Moray's book now, and so I think he would be a prime candidate. And there were so many questions that came up in my mind as I'm reading the book, trying to understand.
This is actually already in works. You know what I mean? Like he's already got it in people's cars.
Technical terms.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
But
that's wild. So 0 point is basically free energy as close as possible.
The thunderstorm generator and the cavitation bubbles, and that really fascinated me. Early on, I'm going back, you know, I mentioned earlier before we started officially recording that I had attended some psychotronic conferences over a number of years back. Maybe even, it might have been the late 70s even. I would have to go back. I have the proceedings in my library.
This guy's like, yeah, I remember.
Reviewed those somewhat to see, because I imagine we've come a long way since the late 70s and early 80s. And I think
dude, I wish I was around for Terrence McKenna.
Yeah, man, it was a trip, man.
You just start,
literally.
You could give a background on who you are and the interesting story.
That dude would blow your mind just talking to you, you know?
And now we can segue from that into a little bit of talking about what you will be presenting at the upcoming conference. And if that sounds okay to you, I'll hand the mic over to you for a few minutes, and you can sort of give us the background.
I wonder how much that conference costs.
From a layman's point of view, what
probably not much.
Explain a little bit what 0 point energy actually is.
Get to meet some cool people.
You could probably go for free, I would imagine.
So, I to tell you the truth, I never heard of it. What's my history? I'm going to undergraduate.
Well, that's kind of what we are.
Penn, back in 67.
What do you call it? The vigilante press?
Then I'm going to graduate school for my master's work in systems engineering.
That's what we'll call it.
And then
a
PhD program in systems engineering. And I never heard of 0 point energy or anything else. So what in the world sucked me in, right? Because I was more interested in computer science and just learned the program in high school and kind of majoring towards that. I didn't even have a computer science major. You had to be an electrical engineer if you just want to go with
you probably have free.
Good thing.
No,
you got to learn the physics behind fields.
The way that machine works is crazy, dude.
Sure.
Like
so,
one thing spins this way and the other one spins this way, and they meet in the middle somehow. And Like
is
it creates some
in
shit happen.
1974.
It's
I
crazy.
picked up a book. I think it was called Beyond Earth.
It creates the plasmoids, or the plasmoids is what's
I picked it
spinning.
up for fun.
No,
reading
as the
fiction.
water like goes
And
through each
so I
other and
read
it
the book.
spins and everything,
What
it creates
impressed me was
plasmoids.
the witnesses,
Okay.
police
It creates a
officers,
thunderstorm.
airline
And
pilots.
through the
They had
electronic,
everything
like
glued
like
whenever
electricity
they
and shit,
reported
like
what
the
they saw.
lightning and shit, it
They
creates
were
plasmoids.
they were
Wow.
gaslit.
That's where the energy comes
right,
from.
kind of punished. You're supposed to shut up about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I believed them. I just said, okay. And but I said, this looked like some type of anti-gravity propulsion. As I know later, it's actually gravity propulsion. It's warping space-time itself. But I didn't know anything about gravity theory, very little, right? Just Newton's laws and stuff. I never studied much on general relativity. And so I decided, okay, I asked the question, are there any constructs in our physics today that allow this to be possible? So I didn't demand that it be solved. I just says, is there anything there? Because everybody is saying, oh, that's impossible. That can't be, and that's why they dismiss these people. But I
That's
knew
bullshit,
I didn't
bro.
know. So and this should
Hoity-toity
be
motherfuckers,
the very
bro.
question that the physics community should ask.
Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here.
Because we're doing disclosure from the government and all the videos.
Our shit don't stink.
Out.
It smells like roses over here.
Hairpin turns,
Go back to your homes.
You see this book here? It's your Bible.
All those things. These are the things at first. And so
Obey.
the physics community
science.
is what I did.
Science.
It's not that hard. Are there any constructs in
We were
our
never
science
wrong.
that allows this to be possible? So I jumped in, befriended the professor of general relativity at Penn, acquired a roommate from him, actually, to live in my house, to be my inline mentor, genius, autistic type kid. He was just
Terrence Howard?
He was brilliant, but he wouldn't attend classes.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while.
Professor write
Yeah,
papers
when
on
he
general
first came out on Joe Rogan with this
so he didn't
thing.
need to really go to
Yeah.
graduate school at all.
People really hit
and
him
he
up for
became my
that.
living mentor. And so he showed me
Kinda
in the
messed
big
up.
book, Gravitation.
Yeah, I forgot what he called it. I mean, it was an interesting concept. The whole math that he tried to come out with was kind of sus. But
The problem is he didn't know how to explain it.
right,
And it mentions
the linchpin.
happens when
The linchpin is what he made.
Yeah. He had real people help him with that.
The equations
Yeah.
of the 0-point energy from quantum
But,
dynamics. And then
He should have had those people speak for him because he's an actor. He's not like you know what I mean.
Wheeler did. He
He's not the
nicknamed
guy.
it
He's not the
unified
guy.
field theory because he put no more assumption.
Like if you talk to
in,
Base Forge,
and he derived
he's the guy.
view of the fabric of space doing this because of the 0-point energy, and I was astounded. And the other coincidence was I look out my window and the big lines of cars in 1974 to get gasoline.
Yeah.
At that local gas station in Philadelphia. And
Philly, baby.
Is this real? That I didn't know. I said, I never heard of it. So I just went to the library and got the book Geometry Dynamics. It was in the journals, in the physical review. And I review all these references in my books to show how to kind of tell my story, how I historically discovered it existed. And it gave a very, very complex view of the ether, the new model.
The ether.
Of the ether. 1905, the ether's discarded to make calculations real easy. It's an interesting story how that.
How can they just discard it if it existed before?
Right.
But
That's funny.
Got me on track to start researching it. And I said, I want to pick this as my thesis, my PhD thesis, because, and the deal was only legitimate references from the literature, from the library, the journals, books. I said, it is loaded with the possibility. It was the exact opposite. Tons of theories on the 0-point energy, but guess what?
I'll be right back.
Not one professor in
I gotta fix the battery thing.
I was the one showing them. I said, wow, this stuff is. So I jumped over to take courses in physics. My peers there, why are you doing that? That's hard.
My cousin.
I go, what do you mean? Why am I doing that? To learn it. Like, so I could learn. I could understand, electrodynamics. At least,
knowledge is power.
The constructs were all there. And then the story is, why doesn't the scientific community jump on it? Well, they did originally, and they still are.
Jump on it. Jump on it.
An expert in zero-point energy theory, the physical review is loaded with the possibilities. And then as I learned more, it turned out that the scientific community did not like the complexity of Wheeler's model. Like he started that in the 50s. Actually, I traced back an early paper all the way back to 1953.
They didn't like it because it made sense.
Dynamics was published in 1962, and it was later that gravitation was published.
Oh,
and,
then they put the gravitational theory in.
I learned it from that, and then I was off and running. I had everything I needed, and it turned out that it's too complicated. Is the problem? This is a much better model for an energetic ether than the original liquid model.
That thing might cut out the battery.
That were in the 1800s that Maxwell.
We'll get into the hour though. We could probably finish with this, and then the next show we'll hit up the alien.
Basically, the
skinny guy, right? Skinny Bob.
Turbulent plasma model.
Skinny Bob.
It was energetic.
I'm going to fast forward this.
Wheeler nicknamed it
to the machine part, right?
With energy coming in and coming out.
Wow.
But Skinny Bob is pretty interesting. It's kind of tough. I think it could be AI, doctored. But it's cool to see,
Okay,
I was
so
watching this.
Now.
Yeah, this is wild right here. The orbs.
Yeah. And then there's like a big mothership. Look at that fucking thing.
This lineup. You'll see that in a second here.
That's crazy.
Here we go.
I can't believe they got this on camera.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Wow. The hell? Wonder how
Look
high
at all of them, dude. Look at them all. Like
and if they're super high, that's bright as hell,
If that's what you want to call it. I didn't see that. But what I saw was I call them the dancing orbs.
he said he didn't see the mothership. It's right there.
But yeah, being able to see them through the binoculars definitely brought them into focus.
Through binoculars.
They were
you couldn't see anything.
Globe-like, they were. And again, the takeaway is like, what am I seeing here? And I saw somebody making a comment.
That'd be dope to see that, man.
It says, "Oh, that's all AI fake." And I said, "Well, I don't think what I was seeing outside of Sedona, Arizona, looking up in the sky with these binoculars was AI. I don't know what it was, but that's what it was."
Yeah, the next episode, I think we're gonna show the actual thunderstorm machine.
All right, sounds good.
And we'll do Skinny Bob.
And then the
and then the NDA info should be out, and hopefully some stories. All right, it looks like Jerry might have been disconnected, and I have control. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in again, for listening to all this alien stuff. If these aliens are real, if they're out there, come on, man, guys, come out. We ain't gonna bite. There's some good people out here. We just want to chill. We got some good plants that we could show you. Got some good dessert cake. And we just want to be friends, man. We ain't trying to do nothing crazy. And you guys can share some info. We'll share some info. Everything's gonna be all right. I was just giving them my little spiel, about the aliens, to tell them to come out, man. We ain't gonna hurt nobody,
Right?
Let's have a big old party, man.
Yeah. All right, man. We're gonna end this thing since my computer is decided it is done working for the night.
Word. That was good, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you too. Everybody have a good night. I hope you all enjoyed it. And say hi to the wizard.
Peace.